So the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct just happened this morning. It is now the afternoon. I've had a little time to process myself and talk with everybody about it. More discussions to come, of course, like with some of you guys, because man, oh man, was this a lot to process. But we're going to start things off by talking about how this started and talk about the whole thing a little bit here. They started with Mario Kart World, which that's a really solid name. Really, honestly. And it makes complete sense because it's an open world Mario Kart game, which some of us had this idea, that concept of open world kind of Mario Kart, but I didn't know how it would work. You know, I was like, that seems kind of weird, you know? But now that I've seen it in action, it looks amazing. It looks so cool. So you can basically go from one place to another, from point A to point B, from race to race. You can drive there and start the race. Like, that's incredible. And you can drive around freely with your friends from point A to point B or wherever and choose different options of different modes and things that you want to do instead of just free roaming and stuff, but you could free roam as well. And it's like, wow, it's so freaking cool. And all of the characters have customization, which was something that I said in my video talking about what the Mario Kart 9 would look like, what they should do differently, new, better, you know. And one of my ideas was, well, you gotta have costumes. You gotta have costumes for the characters. You gotta give them that a feature. It was needed. We needed that feature for characters. Well, they added that. And they added some new characters as well. And they're all gonna have all these different costumes. There's new different types of carts, as you can see in the trailer. There's also like Birdo goes into some like semi truck and drives off in it. I don't know what that feature is. That's kind of nuts. And there's new items as well, which is something that we needed. We don't know yet if like Wonder Flowers are a thing in this yet or anything, or Wonder Seeds, any of that kind of thing. We don't have a clue yet. But you can jump from like wall to wall, which that's crazy in itself. There's more features. I imagine we will probably see more at the Nintendo Treehouse. I guarantee they're going to show Mario Kart World at the Nintendo Treehouse, because I think that there's more features that we haven't seen yet, or that the trailers didn't show. Like you can go, well, you could go underwater in Mario Kart 8, but like the way that like you drive through the waves and stuff. Like, they showed a ton of different Mario Kart footage outside of just the trailer itself. Like, at different points, they kept showing new Mario Kart footage, and I gotta go back and go over that stuff, because I'm like, whoa, like, there's so much different footage from Mario Kart, and I think it's really, really, really cool. So that's super exciting. I think Mario Kart World looks so incredibly good. Like, graphically, it looks great. The new gameplay aesthetics and items and costumes and stuff, it looks wonderful. The new engine looks good. It looks even better than 8. We've waited many years for this game, and now we see why it took them so long to make a new Mario Kart, and we also see why they decided just to do expansions to Mario Kart 8 for a while. That way it gave us something to do until the Switch 2 with this game, which I imagine this game will probably keep us busy for quite some time. And I don't know if I don't think there was really any. There might be some returning areas, but the fact that it's open world with all these different landscapes, also the weather does change as well, meaning that there's going to be different kind of environments everywhere you go. I think that's super cool. Open world Mario Kart. I never thought I would see that. Because Mario Kart's just Mario Kart, you know, you choose your stage and you go have fun. You race. But now you drive there. That's pretty crazy, right? That's wild. That's so cool. Now, before I get into talking about more of the games, which they did really good job in splitting up hardware versus the games and all that. They did really well with the way that they put together this Direct. I think it was done really well from beginning to end, and the fact that it wasn't on a stage and they went with their newer formula, which is not what they did with the Switch or the Wii U, you know, where it was on a stage. I'm happy that they went with the format of just regular Nintendo Directs, and it works just a lot better, in my opinion. That being said, they did a lot of things that we asked for the Switch 1. They, thankfully, when this thing is docked, you get 4K. which is great. You get 4K and 60 frames, solid. I'm pretty sure. And you also can do 60 or 120 frames 1080p docked, which I think that's also really, really good. You know, the fact that you have that option. I'll probably go with the 4K format usually, with less frames, but that's totally fine. Or it goes up to 120 frames, not 60. If you're in 1080p, I think certain games can go up to 120 frames, which is absolutely insane. That is amazing. That is incredible. That is awesome. This hardware is finally, Nintendo is getting with the times, and I think that is awesome. We've waited a long time for them to actually finally start getting with the times, and it seems like they finally are. Also, the dock has a fan in it, I believe, like a cooling fan, so your Switch 2 won't get like hot as easy. So that's also a nice touch. Very nice touch. That being said, there's also 2 USB-C ports. One is for the camera. They showed off a new camera, which is $50, I believe. And I wouldn't get this if it was not featured for games. But this thing is actually you can use it for certain games like Mario Party Superstars, which we'll get to the upgradable system stuff later. But I want to talk about the camera for a second because I think it's kind of cool. It's kind of neat. I mean, it's very weird. I don't know if that was confirmed as Discord or not. I don't think so. In the system, they have their own voice chat system. I don't think that's Discord. But you can use the camera in that as you're playing the game. I don't know if you can stream through the system itself either. We need more details on all of that. We don't have all of the details yet. But I think the camera is a nice feature. The camera is used for certain games, for certain things, and that right there, I really like. I really like that feature of the camera being used for different games, for different mini games and stuff to add more fun. It kind of reminds me of the iToy from the PlayStation 2 in some ways. I know other things have used it as well. It's just like the whole camera being used for mini games for different games and stuff. I think that's kind of funny, and it just reminds me of back in the day with the iToy with the PS2 when that was a brand new thing, and now they're using that with this, and I think that's a neat little feature. And they also showed 2 new controllers. They showed the brand new Pro controller, which also has the C button on, which I didn't mention. The C button actually is for the capturing of like the gameplay and the voice chat system and all that kind of stuff. It's all related to that. But the Pro controller has that. It also has a thing to plug a microphone in. Well, not microphone, a headset in. You know, headphones, and it has 2 buttons on the back of the controller as well, kind of like some of the more expensive controllers do. But that's pretty cool. I'm probably gonna grab one of those, of course. That way I have the new Pro controller. And they also revealed a brand new GameCube Pro type controller. It's literally just a new GameCube controller for the Switch 2, which also has the C button on it. And that looks really cool too. I'll probably grab that too because I love my GameCube controllers. And a brand new one for the Switch 2. It's got the original design. I think that's really cool. So that's another thing that they showed, a couple controllers outside of the camera. So lots of new extra little goodies that you can get with the Switch 2. Rip our wallets in June. We're going to lose a lot of money, boys and girls. But I think it's going to be worth it. Now, Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour is another exclusive game that's launching digital only on the Switch 2 exclusive at launch. And I think this is one of their gimmicky type games. We don't know if it's like a weird tutorial kind of thing. It's got some mini games in it and stuff. I feel like we're going to see more of that at the Treehouse as well, because it does use the mouse features and stuff, which is cool. I don't know what all else, like, we don't know a lot about it. They just showed like, hey, it's telling some tutorials on the Switch 2. It's got some fun little mini games in it. I'm hoping we can play that with friends. I think we can. So I hope that game is worth however much it's going to cost, because I don't think we know the price on that game yet, especially because it's only going to be digital, so we probably can't find the price on that right now anyways. But it looks like it might be something fun. I'll probably get it. I hope it's worth the price to have fun with. It looks like a neat little, maybe it might be a fun little gimmicky game. Now, Drag X Drive is their major gimmick game with the new gimmick of the mouse feature with the Switch 2 Joy-Cons. Basically, I mean, it's a simple concept. It's wheelchair basketball. That's it. I mean, 3-on-3 wheelchair basketball. Will it be fun? I really hope so. Because I'm probably going to get it like an idiot. I mean, it's all about the gimmicks. You know, the Switch 2's got its gimmicks, and this is their gimmicky game. Their other major gimmicky game. I feel like it might eventually die out. But at least if you have friends to play this with, it will be worth it. Probably. If you don't have friends to play this with, I wouldn't get it. You're not going to play it that long. You're not going to have that much fun with it. I'll get it because I have friends I can play it with that are probably also going to get it. As long as they're all going to get this game, I am 100% getting this game. Absolutely, because it's gonna be fun. It's a silly gimmick. We're going to be going like this constantly. And then she shoot the ball. And it's so dumb. It really is genuinely very stupid. But you know what? I get it. Nintendo and their weird Nintendo-y things. This is just one of those things. You know, I mean, whether it sells well or not, they probably won't care. It's like 1-2 Switch, you know. It'll sell okay at launch, and then people are going to forget about it in 6 months to a year, you know. So that's Drag X Drive. Now, I don't know if I'll really recall going over everything, like all the third-party games and stuff, but back to more games. Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. This made so many people lose their minds. I'm not like a mega fan of Hyrule Warriors, but I like it. Like, I like the one that took place between Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, or before Breath of the Wild. Yeah, before Breath of the Wild. I really liked that game. It was good. I didn't 100% or anything, but it's fun. Age of Imprisonment. Zelda's the main character. This game is going to be so freaking cool, dude. This takes place like before the events of Tears of the Kingdom, when Zelda it's the events leading up to Tears of the Kingdom. When Zelda like was in the past or whatever, like they actually did it. They did what people thought would be a good idea. I thought that was just a trilogy. Apparently the Breath of the Wild universe isn't over with. We get one more banger. If you're a Hyrule Warriors fan, this game's going to be for you. If you're a Zelda fan, this might be for you. If you're not a big Hyrule Warriors fan, though, and you're a Zelda fan, debatable, but the story is going to be cool to see. You know, so I mean, you can always watch other people play it and watch the cutscenes online or whatever the heck. But I am hyped for this game. It looks awesome. One thing I will say, this Direct did not give us hardly any release dates. Not a lot of release dates, which surprised me. A lot of them just said 2025. There was a few that were 2026. Most of them were 2025, but we didn't get very many release dates, and that's probably because Nintendo might have another Direct in the future for more of this stuff, but maybe they won't. I don't know. I mean, we probably will in September, but that's after the Switch 2 launches, so I have no idea. But Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, nonetheless, the game looks awesome. It looks fun. It's a Warriors game, so you know what you're in for. But, I mean, Zelda's the main character, not Link in this timeline. Link might not even be in the game. So that's pretty cool. All right. I got to talk about this one for a second because this one was a really big deal to us fans that like Bloodborne. The Dusk Bloods. Listen, I nearly thought this was Bloodborne 2. But it's not. It's not. I don't even think it's in the same universe, but it looks so much like it. The aesthetics, the idea of it, the gameplay, even from what I'm seeing, looks similar to Bloodborne, but it's not. Nintendo was like, yo, PlayStation not gonna do it? They don't own From Software. Let's just make Bloodborne 2, but it's gonna be called the Dusk Bloods. I don't know. It looks so much like Bloodborne. If you're a Bloodborne fan, you know this game is basically Bloodborne 2. This game is basically Bloodborne 2, man. Nintendo was like, we're gonna contact From Software. We want them to make. If Sony won't allow Bloodborne 2 to happen, we're gonna make it happen, but with a different title name. That's basically what this is. This game looks awesome as heck. It doesn't come out until 2026, which does really suck. But man, it looks so good. It looks so freaking good. I got Bloodborne back when it first came out, man. Played the crap out of it. Oh, I didn't quite platinum trophy the game, but it's a really good game. I highly recommend it if you have a PlayStation in any kind of way. Bloodborne is really good. I don't know a lot about the lore or anything. You know, I never really do with From Software games. I don't study them. I just enjoy them. But this game, I'm gonna recommend this. It's not out yet, but looks very Bloodborne-y. Very Bloodborne-y. So I will end up backtracking and going. I'm not exactly going fully in order, but Kirby Air Riders was another announcement, and at first I figured it was Kirby. But I wasn't 100% because I was like, there's no way they're doing Smash yet. No. Because that's what throws you off, is because Kirby is the icon of Smash, and when it graphically you see a new Kirby with fresh graphics, you're like, maybe it's this, but I think it's just Kirby, but you never know. But it ended up being Kirby Air Riders, and that's so cool because this is a new Kirby Air Ride. I grew up with the original when I was a kid on the GameCube with one of my friends. I remember we rented it from like Blockbuster or something, and we played it all night. We played Kirby Air Ride. It's been a while since we got a new Kirby Air Ride. The fact that we're getting a new one is actually kind of crazy. And this is Masahiro Sakurai's new game. It is not Smash. So I'm very glad about that. I'm so glad that Sakurai decided to take a break from Smash, make a new Kirby game, and it's Kirby Air Ride, Kirby Air Riders. So it's a sequel to the original. It's not the same game. But it's coming out sometime this year. Again, no release date for this one as well. It makes me wonder, this whole thing on these games not having release dates. What's going to be their holiday game this year? Like Kirby, I just don't feel like... I don't know if Kirby being their holiday game, like it'll sell, but it's not going to sell as well as like your Mario, you know, or your Zelda. So I don't know. I have no idea, but the game looks cool. I'm happy that it got announced. We didn't see much from it, but it's a nice announcement. If you never played Kirby Air Ride, it's fun. It's a good time. So I think this game will be fun, especially if you got people to play with. I think it'll be pretty fun. Granted, I do think Mario Kart's going to overshadow it for a while, but it's Kirby. It's still going to be cool. Now, I do want to talk real quick about the fact that there are upgraded versions of games from the Nintendo Switch to the Nintendo Switch 2 on launch day. They're not all on launch day, but that's because some of them are new games. We don't know the prices of the upgrades yet. Fingers crossed for only like $10 or so. But the games that are getting upgrades in graphics and frame rates is going to be, to my knowledge, I think it's Mario Party Jamboree, Super Mario Party Jamboree, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, which also will have a new DLC, which is cool, along with that upgrade. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, which doesn't have a release date as well, but we got a new little thing for that saying, oh, there's going to be an upgraded version of this game when it comes out. I wish we had a release date. I don't know. Pokemon Legends ZA, which I'm guessing that'll release in November. Usually, Pokemon is a November release, typically. Makes sense. If it's coming out this year, it's totally going to be November. There's no way it's not. But that's going to have an upgraded version, which is also good, because that means our frame rates won't actually be broken. And to my knowledge, apparently Scarlet and Violet's getting an upgrade as well. Finally! It's a little late for that, if you ask me. But, hey, at least it's happening, I guess. Civilization 7, Story of Seasons, Rune Factory, Shadow Labyrinth. I don't care about any of them. Tamagotchi Plaza. I guess those are upgrades. There's probably more, so that's cool. Hopefully they're only like $10 upgrades. If they're more than that, Nintendo, you're killing people. The prices are pretty wacky. Now there's a couple more things that I wanted to talk about. As for third party, there was a ton of games. One of the big highlights was Elden Ring, of course, coming to the Switch 2, which everybody kind of predicted and figured that was going to happen, which, I mean, that absolutely makes complete sense, 100%, because the game is a very, very massive game. And, I mean, graphically and everything, the Switch 2 can finally handle these new games. Finally, Nintendo, thank you! They also announced Pro Skater 3 and 4 is coming to the Switch 2. That's cool. I'll probably get those on PlayStation, though. But, that's still cool. You know, the handheld taking these newer games anywhere and everywhere, that is very cool. Also, they made a shadow drop for Silksong. Hollow Knight Silksong is coming out apparently in 2025. That was just shadow dropped out of nowhere during this thing. Also, the Direct frickin' broke at one point. We all crashed it because there was millions of people watching. The Direct just broke. You could hear audio, but not the video. It crashed for like 5 minutes or something. It was pretty bad. That was not good. But I mean, I know a lot of people were watching, but you would think for a Switch 2 Direct, like that this would have been, they would have been prepared for millions of people watching around the world, you know, but whatever. That happened. A couple other big things I also wanted to mention: Super Mario Party Jamboree with its upgrade. You also, if you have the camera as well, Jamboree TV, there's some new mini games, new fun stuff. If you get the camera and all that, there's a bunch of new fun mini games and silly, goofy stuff you can do in Mario Party Jamboree, and I think that's gonna be so freaking fun to play with friends. I can't wait for all of us to get our Switch 2s together and to play Mario Party yet again, but on the Switch freaking 2. It's gonna be so cool. And Mario Kart, oh my gosh, dude. Also, GameCube was announced to come to Nintendo Switch Online. I don't know if that's exclusive to Switch 2. I feel like it's not. I feel like that's going to be on Switch 1 as well. But hey, at least I get my Wind Waker, I guess. In some kind of way, right? Right? That being said, there's one more game that I did not talk about, and that is Donkey Kong Bonanza. This, I believe, I want to say it's made by the team that made Super Mario Odyssey. It's been rumored for quite a long time now, at least a few years now, at least, that the Mario Odyssey team was going to make a new 3D Donkey Kong game. This was rumored probably 2021, 2022, or whatever. It's been rumored for at least a few years, and I gotta say, you could tell it's probably that team. No doubt. Like the art style, the world, like the way it looks, it threw us off, making us think this might be, is this Mario? Like for a minute it was like, is this Mario? And then it was like, wait a minute. And then we were like, oh, it's Donkey Kong, no way. We actually all were freaking out. I'm very happy about this, because the thing is like 3D Mario will happen. It'll come back around. But finally, Donkey Kong gets a new game after 11 years. And how long has it been since a 3D Donkey Kong game? What, almost 30 years? Getting towards it. That's crazy. So this is well-deserved. Donkey Kong deserves some more love, you know? I mean, the Mario movie at least made more people know who Donkey Kong is that may not have been familiar with Donkey Kong. So I think this game will sell pretty well, since more people are familiar with who Donkey Kong is these days. And I think it's going to be so fun. I think it's going to be so incredibly good. Because the Mario Odyssey team, that's not even confirmed, but I'm pretty sure it was the team behind Mario Odyssey that made this game. It looks a lot like it. The aesthetics, the gameplay, like the way it looks, it just, even the art style, like it looks like this. This was the team behind Mario Odyssey that made this game. And they've been working on it for probably 3 to 4 years, in some kind of way, for sure. They've been working on this for a while. So I think it looks amazing. It looks amazing. It looks like a lot of fun. I need to rewatch these trailers. I need to go over everything again. These are just like my thoughts a little bit on everything. I have some people I want to talk to about this, but this direct was insanity. It was almost everything I wanted. Almost. We didn't get our 3D Mario, but we got 3D Donkey Kong, so that's fine. My only issues, I would say, would be the pricing is not that good. I get it, though. I get it. Like, we're all going to eat it up. We're Nintendo fans. I wish it would have been $399.99 for the Switch 2 itself and $349.99 for the bundle. Did I say 3-4? I don't know. Whatever. But it's $449.99, so $450 for the Switch 2 itself, and $500 for the bundle with Mario Kart, which is insane. And I want Mario Kart physical. Another thing is, it looks like their first party big titles are going to now be $80 physical and $75 digital. At least Mario Kart World is confirmed to be $75 digital and $80 physical, which is crazy. Things are nuts these days. Is what it is, though. That being said, we'll see where things go. I mean, it sucks. Prices keep going up. It really, really, really sucks. And when it comes to Nintendo, I mean, finding sales on their games, it ain't easy to get even just $10 off one of their games, you know. A holiday season, you might get 20 off if you're lucky. But that's the only negatives, really. I mean, this direct was fire. They cooked hard. Like they didn't burn the food. They cooked you a full course meal. And I am so glad because I took the day off for this event to have a watch party with friends, to talk about it. I got more people to talk to later today. I still got to go to the gym. I got to go to the freaking gym, man. People have been talking to me about this thing all day. I've had people texting me. I've had people talking to me on Discord. I've been talking to all kinds of people today about this thing. I got to at least get the gym out of the way, come back home, then maybe I can edit this and get it uploaded, blah, 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 whatever. That being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video. These are just my first initial thoughts, basically, of the Direct. Not right after. I had a little bit of time to calm down. But go check out my reaction to this whole thing because, yes, I flipped out a lot. That being said, this was fire. Nintendo, you're going to take a lot of my money this year, unfortunately. But I'm going to have fun with it, so whatever. That being said, thanks guys so much for watching this video. Like the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. More content on the Switch 2 to come. I got a lot more content probably planned now. We got Nintendo Treehouse tomorrow, Nintendo Treehouse the next day. All kinds of stuff coming. He agrees. That being said, thank you so much. I'll see you guys next time. Nintendo Switch 2, baby. Peace.